Hi, it's Annie, and today we're going to do a Feldenkrais lesson to lengthen your neck, really help with turning your neck, recovering from neck injury. So helpful for shoulder, for loosening the neck and shoulders. And today you're going to need a towel or a sarong, and then a second towel that you can fold if you need that under your head. So we're going to work on the floor. You can do this in bed, but a firm surface is better. So I like to work on the floor because in the Feldenkrais method, it's really helpful to feel your bones. So let's head down to the floor. I'll talk why it's so important to feel your bones as we're down there. I have a longer version of this lesson on my Patreon channel where I have full library of animal movements and working with the Feldenkrais method and how to help with healing. So I'm going to use just a folded towel. You can have it thicker than I have if you like. And then this towel that I had, we're going to wrap around like a cape. Might be just easier to do that before you lie down. It's just put it over your neck and shoulders so they're even on each side, and then lie on your back on your towel. And the reason we're doing this towel business, or sarong, if you're using a sarong, is to simulate what a shell might feel like, but also as a constraint so that you can move against this fabric, that you can feel how it might be to have your shell on the outside of you. We have our rib cage internally, and the shell has their ribs on the outside. So as you lie here, bend your knees, hip width apart, feet standing, a little maybe wider than hip width, and then your head, I like to have something under it so it's level. And then your hands are going to grasp the corners of the top of the towel over the shoulders. And then make sure the bottom part of the towel, maybe your hips are resting on it or low back. And we're going to be starting with the right hand, and keep your wrists straight, kind of hold the edge of the towel, end of the towel in a fist so that you can pull. I have both hands a bit toward the ceiling holding the towel, but I'm just going to pull with the right hand and pull toward the ceiling and feel at what point you kind of bump into that shoulder and it's hard to pull anymore because your towel is pulling, and that is the sense of the shell. Yeah. All right, and we're going to be working with our breath because the inside of the body, the lungs, push against the wall of the rib cage. So we're going to use the breath as a tool and use this towel as a tool. All right, so you're going to inhale, hold the breath, and then gently push a little bit, not too hard, but just to take up the slack with the towel with that right hand. Hold your breath, and then exhale and let go, and just rest your hands for a moment. Now, hopefully that wasn't too tiring, but I don't want you to strain your wrist, and I don't want too much effort going into these movements. We're trying to use the brain and the nervous system to move smarter and to find a different way so you're not so tense or limited with movement in neck and shoulders. All right, so take your hands again, hold the edge of the towel, bring the towel so it's pointed toward the ceiling, and then once again with that right hand, pull the shoulder a little bit. And maybe it's hard to move the shoulder. I want you to actually move your shoulder off the floor a little bit and then plop it down. So you move it and plop it down. Now you might not be able to do that too much, and don't strain in your wrist, just this gentle movement, and it might be very tiny, just a little bit, small little distance, and then rest. Because the fabric itself limits the movement of the shoulder, so you really do feel like there's a shell behind your back. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes when you do this. It helps, in my mind, feel my bones more. And by sensing the bones, it can really help relax the muscles. So now take your hands once more toward the ceiling, and with that right hand, reach up, and maybe that shoulder can come off the floor now a little tiny bit. Inhale, hold the breath, and then roll your head slowly, like a turtle. Roll your head slowly. Don't go as far as you can. Go a comfortable range so it feels nice. And if you watch turtles swimming, they typically aren't moving a huge amount, but they're looking as they roll. So notice your eyes. Keep them closed, but as if you were to see. And then exhale and let go of the towel for a minute. And if you like, you can lengthen your legs to rest. Now with the Feldenkrais method, it's amazing how little you need to do to make connections inside your body. And the reason for that is that the bones, if we can sense them, help us move with less effort. The sensing of the bones. I have a video about this, an older video, but it's still valid today, that the more you feel your bones, the easier it is to move. Let's bend your knees again. Have them a little wider than your hip width distance. Take a hold of the towel with both hands. Lift with the right hand toward the ceiling a little bit. The left hand can lift too, but it's the right hand that we're lifting higher and pulling the shoulder now a little off the floor. Move your shoulder by itself inside the towel. All right, and now let's just roll your head a little bit. You're not holding the breath just yet, but turn your head to the left. Inhale, hold the breath, and then take your shoulder and just drop it up and down, but still hold the towel while you do that and hold the breath. Kind of a lot to do. All right, exhale. Bring your arms down, rest. Roll your head a little while you're resting. Just letting yourself breathe and stop rolling. Let's come one more time. Lift with the right hand up toward the ceiling. Lift your shoulder. Yeah. Roll your head slowly to the right and stay there. Inhale. Hold the breath. And now just while you're holding your breath, roll your eyes to the left and to the right. So relax as you do this, but keep the pressure on the towel while you roll the eyes, holding your breath. And then exhale, bring everything down and rest. Lengthen your legs. Now, turtles don't move their eyes the way we do, but this is a lesson for us to connect with the turtle's wisdom, what it might be like to have a big shell on our back. So let's roll your head now. And does it feel different to roll your head from side to side? And is it easier on the right side than the left? It actually should be, because of what we've done. If it's not, I would encourage you to repeat this lesson again, maybe in a few hours or something. Repeat it again and see if it doesn't get easier. All right, now let's try this on the left side. And we're going to do it a little differently going on the left side, but lift both hands toward the ceiling, holding your towel, and then pull the left hand now toward the ceiling further so that you maybe run into that left shoulder. And can you feel a difference if you lift the right side and then lift the left? It should feel very different now on the right side. But let's just lift the left side. And as far as it's comfortable, don't strain. Inhale. Hold the breath and then roll your head while you hold your breath. Roll your head side to side. And don't go as far as you can. Just go comfortable. distance. Make it easy. And then stop and rest. Let go of the towel. You can lengthen your legs. And now as you rest, I want you to see what bones can you feel as you rest. Which ones are most prominent in your awareness? This is a very typical Feldenkrais thing to do. In the Feldenkrais method, we scan for bones. All right. And as you settle, just imagine if you were settled on the seafloor, just the sense of all your bones settling. It's very helpful to relax. And now let's bend the knees again. Take a hold of the edges of the towel. Lift them toward the ceiling. And now reach with that left hand, pulling the towel, and then lift the shoulder and plop it a few times. Yeah. And then lift it up. Now, inhale. Lift the shoulder up. And you've got everything held. And now in your imagination, imagine dropping your left shoulder so it thunks on the floor, and then lift it up again. And just do that a few times in imagination while you hold your breath. So you're imagining doing it. It's hard to do, but see if you can imagine feeling the bone landing. And then exhale. Bring your shoulder down. Bring your arms down for a minute just to rest. You can let your hands relax. All right, one more time. Lift with both hands. Reach with the left hand now. Reach. And is it easier to lift that shoulder up and drop it down in actuality now? Can you do that? Okay. And then lift the shoulder up in the air. Inhale. Okay. Hold the breath. Roll your head. You can have your eyes closed, but very gently roll your head. And then keep your head to the right and plop the shoulder and lift the shoulder. Okay, exhale. And roll your head now. Okay, last time. Take both arms up now. Reach with the right arm so that you lift the right shoulder and bring it down, and lift with the left and bring the left shoulder up and then bring it down. All right, you ready? We're going to lift the right shoulder up. Inhale, hold the breath, and just drop the right shoulder a few times, and now lift the left shoulder and drop it a few times and exhale. And roll your head as you exhale. Okay, there are so many variations, and in my classes I go into a lot more. But let's now slowly, you can even take the edges of your towel if you want, roll to your side and come up. So now as you come up to standing, you can take one hand on top of your head and just see how it feels now to stand and how it feels to turn your head. Does it feel easier? You can roll your shoulders a little bit. And I find if I repeat this lesson a few times, each time there's more awareness that happens as you repeat the lesson. And then you could try another one of my lessons in between. But let me know how this is. I love your comments. And I love learning from the animals, inspiring ways for us to move and connect, and also this feeling of containment that turtles have. So let me know how this works for you. I will see you next time. Take care.